It is a very good day to be Warner Brothers, Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and anyone associated with Minecraft. It is also one heck of a weekend for movie theater owners desperate for a win. Chuck Dixon and The Chosen get major victories as well. The only two losers at a time such as this? Disney and Rachel Zegler. Today we'll explain what happened at the box office where a tsunami of ticket sales poured in that few, very few saw in advance. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we, as ever, endeavor to explain entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do, and we love what we do with a passion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get underway. Let's dive in, and it is a day for balloons of the blocky variety, as Minecraft is doing so fantastically well, saving the box office this spring, and Valiant Renegade had it seen all along. 2 days ago, he posted, "Renegade Jr. phone has been pinged 12 times in the last 2 minutes. All his friends just got out of the Minecraft movie. $250 million weekend on the table." Well, what if we told you, Valiant, that it actually went to $300 million? And yes, it is the biggest video game box office opening ever. We'll explain it. But Valiant was on the money ahead of almost everyone, including analysts. Here's what it says out of The Hollywood Reporter by Pamela McClintock. Box office, Minecraft movie strikes gold with record-shattering $157 million U.S. launch, $301 million globally. Now, folks, don't go anywhere, because the headline is not where we are going to end, whereas most channels just begin there. Click the like button. Today, we're going to tell you what exactly in the past gives us a direction for where Minecraft will end. And I'm also going to send Rachel Zegler and Snow White off in the right way. They are completely in total collapse, even to the point that they are going to stop princess live-action movies as a result. It is devastating. Warner Brothers' kid-friendly movie blew past all expectations to score the top start ever for a video game adaptation, as well as ruse the beleaguered box office back to life. Here's what it says. Warner Brothers' a Minecraft movie made with help from Legendary Pictures struck gold with a record-shattering $157 million opening domestically and $144 million overseas for a global start of 301. The film came in tens of millions ahead of expectations to score the top start ever for a video game adaptation, besting the 146.43-day launch of Universal Pictures' Super Mario Bros. Movie over Easter weekend in 2023. Now, here's where I can say definitively that nobody saw this coming in. I mean nobody. Nobody, folks. Maybe your teenage boys did, though, right? But nobody in the adult sphere saw this coming, because nobody had this on their bingo card, that it would be the highest grossing video game adaptation ever. Now, there were people, and we discussed this on the Pro Show last Thursday. There was a discussion we had about this could make more than $100 million at the box office, but that's still nowhere close to being the biggest video game movie ever in terms of its opening. And I do, by the way, have a film that I'm going to show you in just a minute that I think parallels what we're seeing right now with Minecraft. We'll show you, and then that'll give us some idea of where it's going to land as its total box office haul when we finally finish this thing out. But nobody saw that it was going to beat Mario. I don't think anybody saw that happening. I don't remember any articles out there talking about it. Zero, nada, none. Not even Sonic. Really not even Pikachu, Detective Pikachu. But this came out, and it is it's like manna from above right now for movie theater owners, right? Cinema owners were in dire straits. They needed this one. They didn't think it was going to happen. Nobody saw this, except, again, perhaps your teenage sons. It says a Minecraft movie easily boasts the top start of 2025 to date, and just as noteworthy, is the biggest domestic launch since Deadpool and Wolverine. Saturday's gross of $60 million is the biggest in the history of Warner Brothers, not adjusted for inflation. Legendary put up 25% of the $150 million production budget. The star-studded high-wattage ensemble pick couldn't have come at a better time. The 2025 box office has seen its fortunes fall off dramatically in recent weeks. Now, one thing to take away, folks, is that Disney was unable to do this. Disney was unable to save the box office. You had two Disney duds, both of them part of the woke era of movie making. We had, of course, Captain America Brave New World and then Snow White. Thunderdolts now cannot be engendering much excitement from the crowd that needs to make money with butts and seats, because now They know what works. And frankly, let me tell you, Jack Black's star-studded celebrity status has never been so high. You want to know how high it is? Well, folks, take a look at this. This is video from inside the theater so that you can see just how exciting this is to young people. Take a look at this. The police even had to be called for this. Here we go.
Check it out.
I mean, can you believe this, folks? Can you believe it? And there, of course, are the police being brought in. The movie had to be shut down. Soda flying everywhere. Now, the police may have been brought in, but they're not going to be able to cool this thing down. $157 million is the domestic gross. Take a look at how grossly other movies performed. And no, I'm not being rude to A Working Man or The Chosen because they have budgets that allow them to do this. In particular, though, what you're going to pay attention to is the per theater amount of money made. This is going to be the big stat that tells you just how phenomenally well a Minecraft movie is doing. Minecraft came in at $157 million, A Working Man at $7 million. The Chosen, which is 2 episodes bundled together from a streaming show. So this is just bonus cash. It's making $6.7 million. And Snow White in its third weekend has dropped to fourth. That's right, folks. Down to 4th place with $6 million and another 58% drop, which is significant. Pay attention to the per theater. This is what really matters, right? Whenever you are a cinema, you want to see at least $2,000 per theater. That's the sign of a film in success. So let's see how these are doing. The top 3 are definitely making $2,000 per theater, which is, again, the sign of success. From a Minecraft movie, $37,000 per theater. Let me say it again because you just don't see it. You just don't see this number. It's unbelievable. $37,000. A Working Man, $2,200 per theater. The Chosen, basically right at $3,000. That is amazingly good. Disney Snow White, down at $1,600 per theater. So that is absolutely terrible. The only thing doing worse than that is Death of a Unicorn, but I would say once again that Jenna Ortega, her star does not diminish in the least because this is a made-for-streaming movie that they decided to put at the box office. Why theaters decided to give it almost 3,000 theaters? Well, I'll guarantee you this. They regret it because they would love to take the 3,000 theaters from Death of a Unicorn. They would love to take at least half of those and plop it all on a Minecraft movie. And how much more would it have made? Well, folks, this is what's insane. When we look at that per theater, $36,000, $37,000 per theater, even with 4,200 theaters, when you reach that kind of a level on per theater charge, you're reaching capacity levels. So they actually needed more theaters. So the mistake for cinemas this week, the mistake was to give 3,000 theaters to a made-for-streaming movie from A24, Death of a Unicorn. That should have went other places. The Woman in the Yard, same thing. And of course, Snow White. But for Snow White, we suspect that there are contractual obligations that prevented them from giving screens anywhere else. All right, so here's the big deal, folks. This is the one that may be a little bit controversial, but it's true, and it's not just because Val Kilmer is the star of it, although I think it's apropos. Batman Forever. I've been looking for a film that is going to give us some sort of parallel, some sort of, purview into what Minecraft is going to do. And the reason that we have to go all the way back to 1995 is because if we look again back at the Hollywood Reporter, this is an unprecedented film. It has broken the box office records for video games. It has broken box office records for Warner Brothers. It has done things that the largesse of the intelligentsia over the movie industry never saw coming. So we're going to go to this one. And the reason we're going to go here, folks, look at the numbers, but sort of don't look at the numbers because I'm going to be adjusting for inflation here. We have to go back to 1995 and we have to adjust for inflation to find a movie that did what Minecraft is doing in the way that it's doing it. Now, I know that Batman Forever is not based on a video game, but it is based on a very popular IP that brought in teenage audiences. Batman Forever was definitely aimed at teens, and it definitely used an IP that was extremely well known. Not only that, but it's also a film that was largely panned by the critics and yet was beloved by the audience at the time. Today, maybe not so much, but at the time, indeed. And I have a feeling, by the way, that in 20 years, nobody's going to be watching the Minecraft movie unless Minecraft continues to be huge because it will be very dated. Now, the same thing is true for Batman Forever, right? Batman Forever made $336 million in 1995. That's $663 million adjusted for inflation in 2025, okay? So 336 is the total worldwide box office. Adjusted for inflation would get us into the 600s. By the way, the domestic box office at 184 is almost exactly where the Minecraft movie is in terms of adjusted for inflation. That also gives us almost the same in terms of butts and seats. So now let's scroll down here. I want to show you how this movie performs so that you can understand what I think is going to happen. In terms of weekends, right? So 52 million is what it came out to be in the first domestic weekend. It got 30 the next week, 45% drop, 48% drop. This also had very little competition going against it. And I think that's going to be the same thing with Minecraft. It's going to have very little. In fact, Minecraft, it's going to be tricky because Minecraft could be strongly front-loaded, but it also may have viewership that goes far beyond. Now, if we take a look at the opening domestic box office, and then we take a look at where it ends at 336, what I would say here is that 336 is equivalent to, once again, 663. So Minecraft could be front-loaded, or it could have such repeat viewership that it doesn't matter. It's hard to say. Minecraft, though, I think is going to run parallel to Batman Forever, and I think Minecraft is going to end in the $600 million. Caveat, though, let me place this upon it, okay? There's a caveat here. And that is, we need to go down a little bit farther, and we need to look at the theaters, okay? Take a look at the theaters, ladies and gentlemen. Notice anything about Batman Forever? 2,800 theaters, 2,800 theaters, 2,800, it begins dropping. But the most it ever had was 2,800 and change. Now, why? Because today, there are far, far more theaters than back in the day. 4,200 is how Minecraft is opening. And what that means is that Minecraft does have the potentiality to leg out far better, far superior. But if it legs out to something like 2x to 3x, then it's going to have a range of probably $600 to $700 million. Can it go above that? You bet. It depends on, does it break out from this very, what should we say here? From a very distinctly teenage crowd, can it break out and can it get the crown with more quadrants? Because that's where the legs will be. This opening is fantastic, but it's no guarantee that it's going to make it to Super Mario Brothers level billion plus. Now, why do I say that it's probably not going to make a billion plus? Because it has a tremendous amount of pent-up demand from a very specific demographic, but I'm not sure that it extends out further. That said, this is a huge win. And that said, I am definitively not saying that the ceiling keeps it under the 700. I'm simply saying we don't know yet. And the reason we don't know yet is because we don't know from a crowd that has largely not been going to the movies lately because they've been playing video games. Well, here's a video game movie that they're going to see. The teenage young man crowd, right? Let's call it the 12 to 22-ish, somewhere around there. Maybe it's more broad than that. Maybe it's 10 to 30. I don't know. But we don't have those numbers quite yet. But that crowd, do they do what the Barbie crowd did? Do they keep going back and back and back and back? Do they watch it 3, 4, 5 times? If they do, it breaks $1 billion. If they see it one time and they quote the lines and they love it, but they go back to playing Minecraft, then this lands in the $600 to $700 million. Interested to see how this one plays out. I have no doubt it has the potential to go much, much farther, but right now, Batman Forever is the only film that I can find where the IP was beloved, the critics hated it, teenagers supported it at a level that was just unbelievable. That's the film to watch. Can it outperform it? Maybe, probably, you bet. Where should you go to find out, folks? Well, Valiant Renegade's where you should go because he had it called, and Renegade Jr. is his man on the ground, his teen on the ground, giving him keen insight into what's going on. Snow White is what's not going on, ladies and gentlemen. Snow White will struggle to make $100 million at the domestic box office. We will cover that tomorrow once the final numbers are in. But this is so bad. Disney likely stepping away from princess live-action films. Lilo and Stitch, that is the next wish that Disney has. but the woke movie era may be done for, and it could be that Snow White sent it on its way. All right, folks, we're sending you on your way now, but before we do, we ask that you click the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Tell us, do you think Jack Black is now this generation's Harrison Ford? I kid. No, maybe he is, maybe he's John Candy. Is Jack Black the John Candy of this generation? I don't know. Tell me down below. And until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
What? What?
I put out a tweet of a fat minority with a booger in her nose, and I said, "This is an empowered woman." And Katako retweeted it.
You don't have your own X account, do you?
Oh, well, I actually created it a while ago. The greatest troll I've pulled off in a long time. Do you know how many things I've secretly tanked?
Oh, gosh, I hope not. That would make me legally culpable. But, what are you talking about?
Sweet Baby Inc.
Huh?
Yep. I'm the...
Shut up.
I'm the CEO. Yeah, no, seriously, look, this is my profile picture. Everyone's just AI. It's great. I'm so excited to gaslight everyone and see what they're gonna like next because they think it's socially obligated.
Wait, so you're... No way, you're
Yep.
the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc.?
Maybe. But first, you should see the jewelry company I created.
We're gonna get sued. Oh.
It's gonna be good.